Hi, my name is Efe and I am a researcher from University of Tübingen. Today I will present you our work, Digital Transformations of Classrooms in Virtual Reality. Our motivation is to create digital alternatives in education and learning via virtual reality. Virtual reality brings up a lot of advantages such as remote collaboration and possibility to study different classroom manipulations which are difficult to generate in real world due to technical problems or privacy issues. It is important to understand visual behaviors and cognitive processes of users in VR classrooms to further create classrooms for different purposes. One effective way to understand these is to analyze user eye movements. Therefore, we designed a virtual classroom to study different classroom manipulations in VR. We introduced a lecture about computational thinking which takes approximately 15 minutes in a VR classroom, and we analyzed data from 288 participants whose ages range between 10 to 13. Our experiment is in 2x2x4 between subjects design. Participants sit in the back or in the front. Virtual avatars in the environment, which are peer learners and teacher, are rendered in cartoon or realistic styles. And peer learners have different hand-raising behaviors, meaning that 20%, 35%, 65%, or 80% of the peers raise their hands when a question is asked. You can see some screenshots from our environment. Back-sitting participants have 3 rows in front of them, whereas front-sitting participants have 1 row. Realistic-styled avatars have thicker legs and arms compared to cartoon-styled avatars, whereas cartoon-styled avatars have larger heads. Our measurements were eye movement features including fixation durations, number of fixations, saccade durations, amplitudes, and pupil diameters. Fixations are the periods when eyes are stationary within the head. On the other hand, saccades are the fast eye movements that take gaze from one fixation to another. Such features correspond to different visual and cognitive processes. For example, a larger pupil diameter corresponds to a higher cognitive load. On the other hand, longer fixations might be related to engaging more with the content or task difficulty. Larger saccade amplitudes are related to shifting visual attention. We extracted fixations when head and gaze velocities are below 7 degrees per second and 30 degrees per second respectively, considering their durations are between 100 and 500 milliseconds. We extracted saccades when gaze velocities were higher than 60 degrees per second, considering their durations are between 30 and 80 milliseconds. After applying full factorial ANOVA, we found that mean fixation durations in the back-sitting condition were significantly longer than in the front-sitting condition. This indicates more processing time for the back-sitting participants. On the contrary, saccade durations were shorter in the back condition. Front-sitting participants had larger saccade amplitudes, meaning that they shifted their attention more due to narrower field of view. We found that participants had longer fixation durations in the cartoon-styled avatar condition, meaning that they might have found cartoon-styled avatar condition more engaging. Saccade durations were shorter in the cartoon-styled avatar condition than in the realistic-styled avatar condition. In addition, we found that pupil diameters in the realistic-styled avatar condition were larger, indicating a higher cognitive load. We found mixed effects in the different hand-raising conditions. Pupil diameters were larger in the 80% hand-raising condition than in the 35% hand-raising condition. In addition, in the 65% hand-raising condition, there were more fixations than in the 80% hand-raising condition. These show that visual behaviors are affected by the amount of hand raises, but such effects should be further investigated. In conclusion, we found that eye movements differentiate in different classroom manipulations in virtual reality, which suggests that participants had different visual behaviors and cognitive processes. These effects should be considered when designing immersive virtual learning spaces. Thank you very much for listening, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them. Thank you.